Well, hello there. Welcome back to RJB TV with your host, me, RJB, who is casting for RJB TV. Today, we have the continuation of the set between Lucky and Doromi. Lucky here on the brown Zerk, gonna just flash up his name. Oh, wrong name. Pop up. There the name is. Actually, I might change this one a little bit. Feels like it's a little bit flat. I might need to add some shadows to that one. And we have on the other side of the map the player Doromi here on the name Saidoksu on the color pale white, pale pink. I don't know. These colors are just very. It's almost white, but it's not white. It's almost white. I'm not sure what it is, but we're looking at a color that is somewhere in the white spectrum. Let's throw up his name, Doromi. As I said before, it looks a little bit flat. Like it needs something that it has to look a little bit more three-dimensional. So I'm gonna change that one for sure. It looks a little bit out of place. Doesn't really look as good as I thought it would. Anyway, as I said, RGB TV. So in the previous video, we had Protoss Terran against Protoss Terran, but Lucky on Protoss both games and Doromi on Terran in both games. Lucky won one, and Doromi won one game. And both those games were kind of about setting the pace early and keeping up the pace and winning by deciding the pace. This time around, things might go a little bit different, but we are looking at, once again, a cross-map situation. Last time around was Pros against Terran with a cross-map. This time around, Zerg against Terran with a cross-map, and that is, in my opinion, definitely 100% in favor of the Zerg. Definitely. Specifically considering Lucky went for double hatchery into a pool into a gas without a choke. It's gonna take a while before Doromi finds out where Lucky is. Also, Doromi starts off with a command center into triple barracks. He's gonna have a pretty good economy. But this also means that Lucky Back is going to have a great economy himself as well. He's going to be very big by the time Doromi has any punching or fighting power. Sometimes we see some punishment being laid down on a Zerg who is playing this risky. But any kinds of punishment Doromi can deal out are entirely off the table. There's just no punishment possible at this time. And Lucky Back looks to be going for a couple of Zerglings. Got one sunken there on the way. Hatcher number 4, they're also being morphed in. Mining gas already pretty early on. Only on 11 drones. Got a couple more drones on the way, and an Overlord already on the way as well. That Overlord is coming out pretty early. Some players get their Overlord at about 18 supply. He's already getting it at, I think, 14 or 13 supply. He's not going to get supply block, that is for sure. Zerglings are moving out. He saw the SV coming in. So he put the Zerglings here on the bottom side, outside of the SCV's vision. Already have a Hydralisk Den coming out. This is a very fast Hydralisk Den. Not even a lair on the way yet. Might go for the lair soon, once he can afford it. Also, Zergling speed, they're on the way in case he needs those Zerglings to start fighting to protect himself against whatever Doromi can throw his way. Doromi here on triple barracks. Academy is finished up. He's on about 24 SCVs, he's got 25 on the way, 26 as well, and a factory they're also already being thrown down. Very early factory, gets stim after he started this factory. Lucky Back here back at home getting Hydralisk speed alongside his Zergling speed, which of course kind of means he's probably going for Hydralisks along with Zerglings. Not something, this is not really a build order that is all that often seen in Zerg against Terran. He hasn't found Doromi yet. He's gonna find him, but not gonna get into the base because there's Marines there in the front to keep him out. So information will be gathered, but also not really. Also not really. A couple more Zerglings moving across the map just to make sure that there's at least something in the middle of the map that spots out Marines when they do move out. Now, luckily for Lucky, yeah, that works. Luckily for Lucky, Doromi only has a couple Marines and about 4 medics. He doesn't have any real punching power yet, except he can chase down those Zerglings. But he's gonna run away. Yeah, because he went for the early command center and because he stopped Marine production for a short little amount of time, he doesn't have a lot of units, and that's going to work out in favor of Lucky here, who is massing up on Zerglings now. Lara almost finished up. He's got one more hatchery there all the way in the back. So there's about 5 hatcheries now, number 6 being added on as well. Or is it a Queen's Nest? The Queen's Nest? Going for a very fast hive. Also, not seeing any Hydralisks yet. He's going for Lurkers. Lurkers are moving out, running straight into the Marines. Not exactly what he wants, because now there's medics there healing up and walling the Marines, protecting the Marines. The micro there is great. That is actually really good control, but also a little bit of bad control there from Luckyback. Tried to pick a fight he couldn't pick because the medics were in the way. So even though the Marine count is kind of small, he wins the fight pretty convincingly. Now Lurker aspects there on the way, almost finished up, got some Hydras morphing as well. Another hatchery there being added on, or is that Aspire? They're all the way in the top side in the back. Very well protected. It has a couple more Sunguns added on as well. Got a lot of supply space there with 61 on currently 40. Got a morph, about 4 Lurkers, I believe. He's got the gas for it. He's got 4 Hydras as well. Do we have detection yet from Doromi? We have double starport. We got a vessel on the way. Science ability is very early. The tank, the machine shop, the factory is only produced 2 tanks so far. This is kind of a weird build order in the sense that I haven't really seen this specifically that often, but I kind of do like it. He's playing it very safe, very calm, isn't pushing in because he knows that something might be waiting for him inside the base, and he really wants to have at least the vessels ready here on the scene before he moves any further into Lucky's base. Lucky though, what is Lucky gonna do? He's making a lot of Zerglings, got some Lurkers there in the front, ready to engage alongside those Zerglings. Lucky has a vision here, so he knows the vessel isn't there yet. Goes in. Oh, Lurkers are burrowing up right next to the Marines and the tanks. There's a scan coming down. Lurkers are doing a great job. They're taking a lot of units, but in the end, the double tank and a lot of medics and Marines do fight back and win the fight. So Lucky pushed back into his base. The vision he got from his overlords wasn't enough for him to pick a fight that was in his favor. He tried, but he almost got there. But simply too great of a Marine split there from Doromi. Split up his Marines perfectly. Didn't just pull them all back in one direction. He split them up in 2 different directions to minimize the amount of damage he would take from the Lurker spines. Great choice there. But we already have a hive there in the back for Lucky. And the vessel there is moving forward with a radiate on the drones, but now we've got no vessel here for detection, so Lucky goes in, takes his chance, and goes for the attack, gets a great surround there on everything, and kills everything Doromi had, because the vessel was not on the scene, was there a little bit too late, and now everything is going down, even those units are in the back, although... yeah, everything is going down, and so is the vessel, so Lucky punishes Doromi within the blink of an eye. He saw the vessel move forward, and the vessel moving forward, of course, means no protection, goes in, kills everything. But now we've got an exchanger on the middle with another vessel there on the scene, but there's not that many Marines, not that many units here. So, while Lurker goes down, Zerglings get a surround on the Marines. Marines are microing backwards. The micro is great there, though, but there's too many units. There's simply... oh, there's enough units. He wins the fight with the skin on his teeth. 2 Marines stay alive, trying to get... oh, burrows up the Zergling. Pulls back his Lurkers, no point in losing them. Now we got Scourges coming in hot, going straight for the vessel. Vessel tries to run away, but vessel is gonna go down. There's nowhere to run, and now there's no detection anymore. Lurkers do get scanned though, so there is some detection. Kills one of the Lurkers, the second one's gonna take 1 shot, and then vision should end, although he runs away. Another vessel that arrives on the scene. Doromi still producing very hard. He's got triple starport, triple barracks, and about 6-7 factories, of which 3 are still on the way. Zerglings are on the side, looking for information, seeing if there's something coming from the side. There's nothing coming from the side here, though. There's nothing coming from the side there, though, yet. Lurkers are in the front. Spots it out with the vessel, but Marine's walking into it, pulls back just in time. Sorry, almost had to burp. My bad. Okay, so there's no Dark Swarm there in the front yet, so he has to pull back. There's some Scourge there to take care of the vessel, but the vessels are pretty well protected by those Marines. Got 1 Vulture there in the mix as well. There's a Dark Swarm, although he irradiated onto the Lurker there in the back, so the Lurker is going to go down, which should give him the opportunity to move into the Dark Swarm when that Lurker dies to the radiate. Although there are in fact 2 Lurkers in there, 1 goes down, the frontal one is also went down. So now he's actually able to move forward into the Dark Swarms to keep his own units protected while Lurkers are morphing at home. But we got Zerglings there moving forward as well. Lurker finishes just in time. Oh, this is gonna get very close and tight. He moves into the base, sieges up there, just out, no, just within the Lurker range. Zerglings down top of the tanks. Doromi losing his army here. Lucky defending this one very well. Everything finished just in time. And he's really using Zerglings to the maximum potential possible. He's mostly been making Zerglings, and even though they're just Zerglings, they're proving to be very strong and useful. More Vultures there with mines in the front. He's switching over into a full-on mech build order. He's still making a couple Marines, but mostly vessels, tanks, and Vultures. Some Valkyries are in production as well. They're back at home. Whereas Lucky is just mostly focusing on droning up and getting more gas, because he really needs more gas because his defense currently relies on Dark Swarms and Lurkers, and that does cost you a lot of gas. Also building a lot of Scourge to hunt down those vessels. Vessel can get away, gives up on life, and it dies. Here on the other side of the map, we've got Doromi. He's got 3 armories finished up, 1 more on the ways. Upgrades are currently on 0-0 for the tanks. You've got 1-0 there on the Marines, in the air is also on 0-0. So every single upgrade is just simply on the way. But Lucky Back currently also on 0-0-0-0 for everything. Lurks are in the front, mines being placed in base. Get some information there. Finally getting some more upgrades on the way for Lucky. He's getting Overlord Transportation or Overlord Sight Range. Radiate comes down onto the fighter. The pace of this game is pretty high. We're only 11:30 in. It already feels like we've been watching for about 16 or 17 minutes. A lot is happening, a lot of back and forth, a lot of trading units, 4 units, and a lot of basically just fighting in the exact same spot. Despite a little bit of a tug of war, one time the rope pulls in one direction, the other minute it pulls in the other direction, and we always kind of wind up here in the front of Lucky Back's choke. Tanks there beyond the hill, one Valkyrie goes down. Vessel there still protected, providing protection. Zerglings from the top of the tanks, total tanks do go down there in the front. Sending more tanks there to the other hillside. He's trying to push in. He's really trying to push in. The Doromi here on 6 gas. Yeah, 6 gas. Triple command center. Hasn't added on the last 4 from 55 SCVs. Looking back here, it is... Oh, these Lurkers can shoot beyond the hill. Kind of like it. Lurkers can shoot beyond the hill. Very good Dark Swarm usage here. So yeah, he's forced to unsiege and move and relocate a little bit into a safe distance. Vessel's once again hunting for the fighters to kill. Doesn't have energy at the moment, though, so he can't. Another Dark Swarm comes down in the front there. Now building turrets beyond the hills. The Doromi's doing everything as he should. He just needs a little bit more gas. So double the fighter there, got irradiated. We got every single upgrade on the way. Plague, Needle Spines, melee attack for Zerglings and Carapace as well. Got another Spiral on the way there somewhere here in the front. Right there. So double upgrades on the way for air units. Vessels once again getting taken down. Also gets both vessels, gets a dropship, but units are already on the high ground. So Lucky Back is growing really big, really fast. You've got 2 hatcheries on the top side and 10 hatcheries here on the bottom side, and his main hatchery. So we are on about 13 hatcheries for Lucky Back, which is more than enough when you're going specifically for expensive gas units from the very expensive diverse Zerg Tech 3. He's got the 5 Lurkers, and probably will have more air units on the way once he can afford them, because currently he's a bit low on gas from building all those Lurkers non-stop and getting all the upgrades at the same time as well. A couple of mules there are queued up there, morphing in. More mines have been placed on the bottom side to at least start doing some damage. One tank tries to roll in and gets in, stays alive, although with a very small amount of health. He's just trying as most as he can. He's just trying everything he can to move forward and forward. The one thing I'm missing at the moment, though, is drone abuse. But he's abusing from the hills. He's putting tanks on every single hillside and just trying to keep Lucky smaller than he wants to be. Because Lucky can, you know, if he doesn't put those tanks on the high ground, Lucky could, like, expand all the way to the sides with spores and whatever you want or name. He can expand to the sides. So he's filling out all the gas. He's got 77 drones against 55 from Doromi. Doromi is playing on that low economy playstyle that I mentioned in the previous game. He's spending his money very, very quickly and very well. He's really setting up an amazing contain here. There's turrets, tanks everywhere, vessels, Goliaths, Valkyries, you name it. He's got it on the sides. Question is going to be, can Lucky break free? Got a bunch of Devourers there, no Guardians. I thought there were going to be Guardians, but they were going to be Devourers instead. Pulling more Spores on the sides, extending the Dark Swarms in the front. Got more Guardians on the way now as well. More Mulas there coming in. They're all going to be Guardians. The fighters are just buying time with the Dark Swarms, but Lucky Dak is growing stronger, bigger, getting upgrades, and getting a very diverse army. Doromi now tries to push in over the bottom side. He's trying to fortify the Spark. He's got some Valkyries there. He's got the Dark... Oh, that's going to be a Plague. Plagues on all of the Valkyries. Mulas do go down though, but the Valkyries are at least on low HP. Got Rockets coming in there with a couple of tanks inside. He really wants to set up a very strong corner here. He's already got a strong corner on the top side, but there's no protection for those tanks on the hill, so the Guardian's going to clear them out. While on the bottom side, he's got Dark Swarm with Lurkers underneath to protect him on his bottom corner. Guardians are also moving forward. The Valkyries are too low HP. They're getting repaired. They're still Plague. Now they're no longer Plague. They're getting repaired. The Devourers are going to try to keep those Valkyries away. Keep him from harming him. Valkyries are relocated. Now the Devourers are coming in. The Devourers are scaring the Valkyries away. And got Guardians coming in now as well to start clearing up this side here. Guardians are splitting up though. They've got to clear up every single side where they're going to put his units. Overlords are moving out as well. Going to put some units up on the high ground. Lucky is just doing a lot of things at the same time. I'm kind of impressed. We're only 16 minutes in, but he's doing things left, things right, things in the back, things in the front. He's doing things everywhere. And likewise for Doromi, he's now also building on the middle of the map. And I think he added on one more gas there. Now it's on 7 gas out of the 10 in total. Still not a lot of gas, only on 60 SCVs. And just to do the math, he's got 21 SCVs on the gas, which means the remainder are on the minerals or building on the map. So I think about 25 SCVs on the minerals in total. Not a lot of SCVs on the minerals. And he's building more SCVs now because he might be realizing that he doesn't have that much money in the bank. He's not able to remax as fast as he would want to. Whereas Lucky Back has a lot of money, a lot of drones. He's able to remax within the blink of an eye with his 13, well, no longer 13 hatcheries, but soon to once again be 13 hatcheries. Now, unloaded on the side, but more upgrades on the way there for air, ground. Basically, just all the upgrades. All the upgrades are on the way. I think he's currently on 1-1. More tanks on the high ground there to take care of those workers on the low ground, but they do clear out all of the turrets are on the side. He didn't have carapace upgrades for ground. I thought he already got that one. Is that getting it for air? No, wait. He's getting it for ground. Air has carapace. Okay. Air has carapace, but no attack yet. Ground has attack, but no carapace yet. So that's the optimization with his upgrades he went for so far. Doromi still low on money. Now 64 SCVs. The Guardians are clearing out the left side. The Vars are not contributing at the moment. They're attacking engineering bait. Not the intended purpose, but sometimes it happens that something happens that you don't want to happen, but it happens because they're too busy with everything else. In the end, Forges do take down the Valkyries, but there's a Guardians that go down already. But more Guardians to the bottom side. They're getting attacked by Goliaths, but also clearing out the tanks that are on the bottom side. Now vessels are coming in hot. Lurkers from at the front there has been up almost the entire time. He hasn't really missed a beat, while trying to push Doromi away and out of his base. But Doromi is holding on. He's got pretty damn good upgrades as well. So on 224 his mech. His air is on 111. Let's see. 1-2, so the fighting is happening and continuing. He's breaking through the middle there. Took care of the tanks that are on the bottom side, killed the Goliaths as well. Now there's only tanks right next to a Dark Swarm. Need some units inside this Dark Swarm. We got more tanks that are on the hill side. And have to clear those out as well. He's just slowly clearing everything out. But once he's got everything cleared out, he should be able to just switch over into an all-out ground attack. Or maybe he's going for Mulalisk. He's going for Mulalisk. It's a lot of them. A lot of Mutas. And ooh, he broke free, and it looks like Doromi is calling GG. A little bit premature. Because he still has a lot of production here back at home. Maybe he can't afford to produce. Maybe that's the problem. It's just too low on money, although he's got units in most of them. Feels like a little bit of a premature ending here. Lucky Back was breaking free. Doromi had a very good contain, but he couldn't maintain the contain And as you can see, Lucky Bag was no longer planning to remain inside of his base and just wanted to move out and go for the counter after breaking out. And Doromi just had a feeling this isn't gonna happen. He calls it a little bit too early, a little bit too early. Honestly, he really did. But you know, that's just what happens sometimes. Sometimes people call it a little bit too early. He wasn't believing in his victory anymore. Which means we're going to game number 4. The score is 2-1 in favor of Lucky. I honestly thought that ZVT would be favored for Doromi because most of the time we do see Terran wins, but I've seen quite a number of Lucky Zerg against Terrans, and his Zerg against Terran is honestly pretty impressive. Honestly, pretty impressive. So, looks like they're playing random against random, but at the start they are saying each other's races. That's what we saw just now. He said us, and he said Zerg. So it's random against random. Lucky on the Protoss, Doromi on the Zerg. So it's kind of the same as picking your races, because your opponent knows what you are. They don't have to scout, they just know what you are. That's maybe just a thing in Korea where they like saying what race they are. They like knowing beforehand what to do. It's fair for both players if both players are aware of each other's races. But it's just as fair as neither player knowing what the other player is. It is a little bit unfair though, and the advantage of one player if one player is aware of what the other race is, but not the enemy is not aware of what theirs is. So information can be a double-edged sword in a sense. So Hatchery in the front going for a choke. Pool there also on the way. Lucky Bag started with a gateway on 7-9 pylon. That's a very quick gateway. Gets the other two there as well. Of course, the second pylon also there on the way. This is going to be a very fast and early rush from Lucky. A couple of zealots. Will Doromi hold this off well enough? That's the big question here. Got the scout coming out there. Scouts the middle spawns first. He's only scouting the chokes. He's expecting Hatchery in the choke. Pretty good gamble, basically. He's basically gambling on whether Doromi is going for a choke or not. So he's just scouting the chokes of the middle spawns, and then he's maybe scouting entire bases on the corner spawns. He's going everywhere except for where Doromi is located. But of course, when the Zealots spawn, they might go to the bottom corner. Honestly, not too sure here. Not too sure. The scouting pattern is leaving things to be desired. It's not optimal. He's scouting the full base there now though. Maybe there's a chance that Doromi didn't go for a choke, but he did. And the choke, which could have been prevented with an early scout and those very early zealots, is now actually fully operational. He's going the wrong way. He's just going the wrong. He's going every single direction except the one spawn right next to him. Whereas Doromi knows where Lucky is located. So Zerglings do find their way in. Time for some information gathering. Zealots are spawning. Almost. The Zerglings do get through. Probes are relocating. Zerglings are on the probes. A couple probes do fight back. Two Zealots are ready to defend. Kills 2, maybe 3 probes in total. More than I expected. Now that the Zealots are coming in though, there's no wall in the front. The Zealots are 4 in number, and it's only 2 Sunkers finished up. One more is on the way. Trying to place another one. He's got a Sunken on the way in the back as well. But now Lucky's just gonna walk in. Lucky's just gonna walk in. He's trying to wall it off, but the Zealot interrupts the drone. Sunken in the back, almost finished. Got a couple Zerglings on the way, but the Sunken in the back might not finish in time. Now the drone is under attack. It's going to the Zerglings first. Drone to fight back now as well. Zerglings coming from the front, coming from behind, coming from every single direction. Sunken is finished up. He's going for the drones. He has to go for the drones. Sunken is going for the Sunken. Is not going to do much here. He just has to kill whatever he can as much as he can. And I think he killed about 2 or 3 drones and about 5 or 6 Zerglings. The front there has once again been walled off. More Zealots are balling up in the front. Gas is on the way. Double gas is on the way. It's a very early double gas. Also got a Cybercore there already on the way. Very, very early double gas, honestly. He really wants to get that fast robo out or fast Citadel. Not sure which direction he's going to go. He's got a couple of options. And honestly, with what we're seeing right now, I can definitively say he's going for option 1, 2, 3, or 4. There's a lot of freedom at the moment. But my feelings are telling me it's going to be robotics. Otherwise, he wouldn't be going for the double gas. Hopefully, I'm right. Hopefully, I'm not wrong. Crumbled attack happening once again. Tries again with those Zealots. Zerglings are walling up. So Suncup are doing a great job. They are fighting back. But the Zealots are too great in number for those Zerglings to keep away from entering the base. One more Zealot does go down, but the Zealots here are low HP. One of them full HP, but two of them low HP. Suncup there in the back should be enough. Two more Zerglings are going for the low HP Zealot. Kills the low HP Zealot, loses only a single Zergling. Really well done. Got Robo there on the way in Lucky Bag's base. Two Zealots are going to try to sneak in and kill some drones once again. They should be able to get some drones. One drone on the gas goes down. Doesn't go for the other two though. Goes straight for the extractor. Doromi here not having a great time, but likewise, Lucky Bag is not that rich. He's got 26 probes, of which 6 are on the gas. 6 are on the gas. He's going for a double Robo and a Citadel. Might be seeing Zealot speed with double Reaver after a shuttle. Maybe he's going to go for double shuttle, I don't know. But Lucky Back here is doing a lot of work with that single Zealot. He really slowed down Doromi's gas mining quite a bit. But now he's got the Hylas then finished up, adding on a second gas. And he's back to mining with 3 drones from the gas. He's adding on another hatchery as well, so 4 hatcheries in the back, 1 in the front. About 6 Sunkups in the front. Lucky Back is... He's standing in the front, he wants to go in, but he isn't quite sure yet. He checked the amount of Sunkups, he checked if he can walk in, because now there's somewhat of a functional wall there in the front, he can't get in. So he pulls back, and he's going for option number 2, which is to shuttle Zealots over the wall into the Doromi's base. Lucky's still only on a single Nexus here though in the back. So he really has to do damage with these follow-up attacks if he wants to win the game. And luckily for him, Doromi really got slowed down and put a lot of money into those Sunkups in the front. Maybe a little bit too much money. There's a lot of money there in the front, almost nothing here in the back. No, got 6 Hydras on the way. 6 Hydras are on the way. But all of the Zealots are getting shuttled over, and they have Zealot speed soon. I'll have 1 attack, although not for this specific attack. They won't have speed or weapon attack yet. But this is a lot of Zealots walking over the hill. He's trying to drag a couple of them into a fight to kill at least a couple of them, but it's simply way too many Zealots. This is about 20 Zealots in total walking into the base. You got 2 Sunkups in the back, a couple of Hydras as well, but this is so much to fight into. And we've got Reaver Shield there being picked back at home as well, ready to fly and join the fight. The frontal 2 Sunkups have gone down. Now he has to rely on 1 Sunken and more Hydras spawning, but the Reaver Shuttle there coming in hot from the top side. Gonna go straight for the drones. Zealots are winning the fight even though the Reavers are not there yet. Now the Reavers are on the scene. He's gonna go straight for the drones. He gets a shot up on the drones. Drones are running away. Kills a couple of them, but not all of them. But all the Hydras are dead and gone, and Lucky wins that one very quick with basically an all-in strategy on a single Nexus. Really well played. Very quick switch up into those double Robo, into the double Reaver, into the Zealot speed, and great shuttling over of those Zealots, and great work on delaying his opponent from being on schedule. Just a greatly executed game plan. I like to see more of this. Although seeing a Zerg win is always more fun than seeing a Protoss win, but honestly, Lucky played that one really well. He got a lot out of those Zealots in the backside. He got a lot out of harassing those drones. I ain't even mad. So let's do one more from this set. The score is 3-1 in favor of Lucky. For game number 4, or game number 5, this is game number 5. We're going back into a Zerg against Terran. Lucky, oh yeah, he's calling Terran, and Doromi is calling Zerg. They're right next to each other. Now, who's gonna win this one? Who is gonna win this one? They're very close proximity. But that doesn't mean that Lucky is gonna find him very fast, because last game, it kind of was the very last spawn location that Lucky scouted and it was the one right next to him. Usually you would assume the one right next to you is the first one you scout, but nope. It was in fact the very last one. Doromi goes the wrong way though. He goes the wrong way with the Overlord. A little bit unfortunate because now he's not going to get information in time on what Lucky is up to. Doromi goes for a choke. This might just end very quickly and very ugly. Because I've seen this exact scenario where a Terran is right next to the Zerg, goes for an 8 supply barracks into a 9 supply depot, and scouts the choke here, basically the very first scouting attempt. Now Doromi's optimization here is quite nice. He goes for his pool on 8 supply, right? At least he gives the command for his pool right before his 9th drone finishes. Then he gets his Overlord after he makes the 9th drone again. So after the pool, he gets the Overlord. Some players get Overlord before pool, but it slows your pool timing down. Not sure how much, but it does slow it down by quite a bit. So he has a faster pool to assist in defending his choke. If you go for Overlord first, you get a delayed pool, and it's a little bit harder to defend your choke. Although it still depends on, is your opponent rushing or not? Is your opponent right next to you? And how quick can you get those Sunkens up in the front? And how quick can you get those Zerglings to join the front? Zerglings are already on the way. Marine is spawned. Marine is on the way to the front. Hatchery in the front hasn't spawned. Marine is in the front already. Attacks the drone. Only has 1 drone in the front. Already attacking the Sunken. Get more Zerg. Only 2 groups of Zerglings. Only 4 Zerglings are on the way in production. Second Ranger joins the front. Creep Colony is under attack. Gonna start a second one very soon. He didn't build a bunker though. He didn't build a bunker. And now the Marines are under attack from 2 Zerglings. 4 Zerglings on the chase, ready to take down those Marines. Marines are trying to scramble back home. He's lifting up his barracks. Doesn't look like Doromi will see this though. Oh, this is interesting. Although, this is the great part here. Doromi doesn't actually know whether Lucky ever had those 2 barracks. He doesn't know whether he ever had those because he didn't see them. Or he must assume something ain't right. He must assume something ain't right. He's scouting the side. He wants to see if something's up because a lot of structures that should realistically be there are missing. So he's building Sunken in the back. He knows something is up. He has, maybe he scouted the side there, maybe he didn't. But Marines are on the way in the enemy base, and Firebats on the way at home. Firebats on the way on the other side of the map as well. Gonna try to go for a run-in onto those drones, but double Sunken, they're on the way in the back to protect those drones. Looking back here, playing it very risky. Doromi might not take any damage, he might take some damage, because there's a lot of Marines and Firebats being built in his base. And there's 1 Sunken in the front, 1 in the back, so there's a realistic chance those Firebats are going to get on top of the drones, unless those drones run away for their lives. Got Stim on the way. Is he going to make medics here inside? Oh, he's going to make medics as well. Firebats, he scouts the Firebats with the Zergling, going to make another Sunken there in his base. 2 more Sunkens. It's a lot of Sunkens. A lot of Sunkens. Lairs also on the way. Only 2 Sunkens there in the front. You're back at home. He's building new barracks and getting a factory as well. Didn't go for a second command center, so he's playing on low economy once again. Gonna try to win it fast and quick. Firebats are on the run. Goes for the Sunken before the other 2 Sunkens in the front finish up. He's trying to take it all down before it's too late. Drones were running away, gonna try to stay alive. The Sunken finishes, and this one is gonna stay alive. Yeah, these are gonna stay alive. Though, the Firebat took a long time to die. The Firebat stayed alive for a very long time. So at least he interrupts the mining a little bit, but he doesn't really get that much out of this investment. This is a very big investment for Lucky, but the results are kind of laughable. Kills 2 Sunkens, slows down mining, but not much else. Is he gonna go for a frontal attempt attack? I mean, there's 2 Sunkens in the front, so this should be easy to defend. Because there's no medics there yet, so those Marines are not going to break through. Still bowling Marines are on the sides. Getting a starport now as well, and then engineering bay. Going to try to run through, actually. No, he goes for the attack on the Sunkens. Goes from 2 sides, but there should be too many Sunkens. Wait, no, he's going to break through. Sunkens are not as strong as I thought they would be. Even without the medics, the Marines win the fight. And the front has been broken. I didn't expect this one. I thought the Marines would just go down really fast, but the Firebats took most of the damage. The Firebats have more HP, he takes more shots to kill the Firebat, and he breaks through. So Sunken in the front gonna go down. Here in the backside, we've got a Spire on the way, though. And the Spire is very well protected. He's also getting just enough gas into the bank to be able to afford, I think, about 6 or 7, maybe 8 Mutalisks when the time comes and when he needs them. But the question is going to be, does he have enough minerals? Oh, this right side is wide open. Gonna kill the hatchery. Things ain't looking good for Doromi here. A little low on supply as well. Things are not going as he had in mind. He's saving up his larva to get Mutalisks when the Spire finishes. He's got a lot of Mutas there on the way, but not enough supply. Oh yeah, he knows he fucked up. He knows he fucked up because he didn't make the Overlord. If he had the Overlord, he could have made 2 more of them Mutalisks and maybe micro his way out of this very nasty situation. He's going to lose the last hatchery as well. And also looking back at about 5 barracks for Marine and Medic production. Level 1 attack on the way. Siege mode and Siege tank also finishing up both about at the same time. And a starboard and a science facility on the way. Yeah, you're not going to win this one in a single hatchery. So yeah, Doromi left because, well, he basically had to leave. It was basically, it was over. It was more or less over. So yeah, that's 4 wins for Lucky and 1 win for Doromi. Lucky is kind of dominating this one. He's had race advantage in some games, although I don't think the race advantage really played much of a part. He honestly just outplayed Doromi so far. Anyway, there's still a couple more replays left and remaining, but those are a bit longer, so I'm gonna save those for the next video when I'm gonna continue this best of whatever series, because they're just playing games now. I don't know how many they played. I mean, I do know, but I don't know what the final score is gonna be, so I wouldn't be able to tell you whether it's a best of 9, a best of 11, a best of 7. I mean, it most certainly isn't a best of 7 because we're already on 4 wins here for Lucky, and there's more games, so maybe a best of 11 or a best of 9. Could be either of those two. Anyway, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed yourself. Hope you had some fun watching these 2 players go at it, and hopefully you will enjoy when this duo continues their one-on-one fight in the next video. See you next time and have a good day.